Sampson Mamphweli, energy expert and analyst from Stellenbosch University. Prof, good morning to you. So perhaps you'd like to answer our viewer question, and we'll get your view on this as well. So you have confidence in them? No, it won't fix Eskom, or let's see what they do. What would you choose? Morning, Prof.
Morning, Gareth and the viewers. I do have a lot of confidence in them. I've looked at each one of them in terms of the skills that they have, in terms of their previous engagements when it comes to leadership positions and boards. The chairperson is someone who's been at Eskom. At some point, he was a CEO, and at some point, he was a board member at Eskom, so he knows Eskom in and out. The skill sets that they bring is what I think will assist Eskom, and I'm talking about this in the background of what happened with the president announcing the plan in July this year, and then looking at some of the sentiments that were mentioned by the current CEO Andre de Ruyter when he said he would appreciate a board with skills that can assist him and the team in terms of turning things around. So I have full confidence in the board, balanced skills. You look at the policy side of things, you've got people who understand the technical side of things, you've got people who understand the financial side of things, and general management, which is very important. In my view, they need to come in and consolidate all the plans around Eskom. I've counted, we've got like about 5, if not even more, plans that are dealing with various aspects, and they need to come and consolidate those and ensure that we have one Eskom strategy that then gets implemented without any confusion around which strategy is being implemented and all that.
And the board is really there just to direct the business unit going forward as well. I suppose you've still got to ask the question, don't you, Prof? Those at the top making the decisions on what actually needs to happen, i.e. the executive in this case. What do you see the relationship between the board and the executive looking like? How much of what the board says will the executives take on?
Yeah, the board will basically provide oversight and direction. The executive will obviously have to take what the board says, because the strategy becomes the board strategy. There's the shareholder compact, which the board needs to implement, and that compact needs to go down to an Eskom strategy, which the board will then have to hold the executive accountable on that particular strategy and the key performance indicators. For example, one of the issues that is in the shareholder compact is the improvement of the energy availability factor of the current fleet, and that is coming from the president's plan when he announced this plan in July, and that has now been worked into that compact, and that is one of the things that the current board will have to hold the current executive accountable on, so that they can push the energy availability factor to 75%. And already, if you look at from the announcement that the president made to date, Eskom started implementing some of the measures. For instance, when it comes to maintenance, the ramped up maintenance, they used to take down about 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts for maintenance. The president said that should be ramped up. They've ramped it up to between 6,000 and 7,000 megawatts. So in my view, we should give this board a chance to work with the current management, or to make particular decisions around how they would like to run Eskom going forward, and give them at least a year, because now we've got strategies that need to be implemented. And those strategies, in my view, they will start to bear fruits in about 12 to 14 months.
That was going to be my next question. It's always an impossible question, Prof, but I'm glad you answered it when we could start seeing an improvement in the blackouts, currently stage 3. I'll leave this as my last question to you before I say goodbye, Prof. Do you feel, are you of the opinion that there should still be a change of the executive, that we should see the CEO, COO and CFO and even the minister moved aside as well, and bring in a new executive as well?
I don't think it's necessary at this particular point in time, and it's a decision that needs to be made by the board when it comes to the executive. The biggest challenge that we will have if we start making those wholesale changes is that we now have a strategy. We now have a plan that needs to be implemented. And those people at Eskom who are currently there were part of this plan. So if we change them, we disrupt the implementation of the plan. We need to bring in new people. We need to come in and try and understand this plan. And that can take anything between 6 to 8 months while they're still figuring out what is it that needs to be done. In my view, the current board must keep the current executives and go with them for at least 12 months while monitoring them very closely. Every 3 months, they need to be looking at what is happening in terms of the changes going forward.
Oh, we'll wait to see for 12 months, because I think a lot of us have resigned ourselves to the fact that it's at least 12 to 18 months, regardless of who is in charge, before we could see any difference. Prof, but I always appreciate your time. Love speaking to you. Professor Sampson Mamphweli joining us this morning, energy analyst and expert from Stellenbosch University this morning.